But talk about MyCognition, which is what something I really want to find out actually, is you said when you found them out when you moved to London actually. Um, how how has the job been so far? And would you mind sharing who MyCognition are in detail, if possible?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So MyCognition started as a startup in 2012 from the brilliant mind of Kieran Sparrow,
Mhm.
and I inspired by the idea of bringing cognitive science to people to help people and organizations just feeling their full potential. And with MyCognition, we have been able to achieve that with digital technology. So what we have is an app. We have developed a set of different programs to assess, monitor, and train your brain health. So with MyCognition, I've done at the beginning with a research position. So despite being a commercial organization, we have always been focused so much with research just to make sure that everything is developed with like scientific purposes. And so I work with clinicians across Europe, but also with businesses and schools. So by improving cognition, you can actually improve mental health, physical health, productivity, performance, learning. So it because there are some different issues that people have, and if you go at the roots of those, you find cognition, and that's really the purpose of our company, just to help people with a very simple tool, things that you can use on your phone even.
That's amazing. 'Cause I know about the apps actually. They're amazing. I mean, did you have a chance to work on them yourself actually, in terms of creating the apps, or were they already made before you came into the business?
They were already made, but with the digital technology, you never have like a fully developed product.
Yeah,
It's always about improving it.
of course. I wanted to ask you about
I'm
that
not,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not into development myself. So yeah,
Yeah.
I contribute to like try to make the program better, but I'm not involved in the development itself.
Okay. And when it comes to actually, I want to ask you about that as well. Actually, in terms of sort of the research that goes into it, how often do you or do you actually meet up with the team and say, okay, we need to update this or we need to make this better? Do you often have meetings with the team and discuss how you can improve it?
Yes, it's something we have quite often. So we take the results from the research. It can be like a full clinical trial just informing us, or could be even very simple user experience. We take everything. So data is very valuable for us. And so it is like continuous improvement for the app.
Hmm.
So we definitely have those processes in place.
Wow. I mean, how is it quite a difficult thing to do, especially now in terms of COVID, in terms of getting research, or is it still fair, not easy, but is it still the same sort of process now?
It has been slowed down a lot,
Mm,
especially research in healthcare. Healthcare has been overburdened, of course.
of course.
So some of the innovation has been slowed down, unfortunately. At the same time, we have realized that actually our solution was very relevant for the COVID period. So actually, we have been contacted by some research team wanting to have some research in terms of how we can improve people mental health in this specific,
Mm,
because it looks like it's more important than ever.
of course. I was going to ask about that actually as well. Is that kind of one of your main focuses right now? Like obviously, you work in so many different areas, but do you feel like mental health has gone way up now because of what's happening in terms of people losing their jobs or anything like that? I think that mental health is kind of like the main area that you're focusing on right now.
Yeah, I would say so. So without having like a going to people with a severe mental health, like psychiatric disorders. So I think everyone experience some stress and anxiety in the everyday life, especially in the current situation where even stay in it could be a stressful situation for some people, just being socially isolated. So probably the best word is to talk about mental well-being,
Mm,
because we just want people to feel better, and so they can achieve more in their life. And I think it's very important right now.
Definitely, definitely. How do you go about doing that at the moment? Well, obviously, like you said, things have changed so much. How do you go about making sure that people's mental well-being is really well, is going really well at the moment? How do you deal with that, especially now at this sort of time?
Well, I've not mentioned that in the MyCognition history, we have just have like changed recently in terms of we have joined like a larger group
Mm.
called Being Well, and that's the way we actually provide like a well-being solution. So on one side, we want people to understand where they are basically. So how they are in terms of their cognitive well-being and the capability of being resilient, and
Mm.
that's where we have what we call MyCQ, our cognitive assessment. And from that, we have our game, which is the actual training. But in Being Well, we have just joined together different expertises from sleep, mental health support, nutrition, exercise, just all these key lifestyle habits that will have an impact on your mental well-being. And so we tried to just provide this like as a comprehensive solution for people that is like accessible to anyone. We don't want to be like prescriptive or be very clinical. We just think that everyone, regardless of where they are, if they're doing very well or not very well, can just be better.